I think before I address that, I would like to, to jump into what he said. And as a person, I think it's not fair to throw around some allegations that for which we cannot substantiate. When you say that William Ruto has been funding ANC or Mudavadi, I don't think it's fair to say that when you do not have evidence, unless you have evidence which you disclose. Another thing I would like to tell him, when he says that Mudavadi was invited to Raila's function and he didn't attend, that is like a wedding. You see, when I invite you into a wedding, it's not mandatory that I come. When you invite me, it's something I have to choose to attend. So it shouldn't be an issue to make someone feel bitter because I did not attend your wedding. The other thing I would like to tell him is that politics is a game and it has its own rules. Those rules, unless you understand them, you will not understand the game of politics. When we talk about Mudavadi having called William Ruto or something or whatever, we also remember Uhuru calling Raila Mganga. That did not stop them from working. And that's why sometimes once you understand the game, you cannot go to watch a football game with the rugby rules in mind, because someone will capture the ball and then you will feel it's a penalty. Okay, that aside, on the numbers, what we know, what Madam Waiguru meant is that if you look at how the 2017 and 2013 elections were won, it was just merely Central and Rift Valley. At the moment, Dr. William Ruto has Rift Valley locked. At the moment, Dr. William Ruto has a better chance, has a higher percentage in Central as compared to Raila Odinga. That is a fact. That is, when we talk of Central, we are talking about a minimum of 70%. And that means for Raila Odinga to get 30%, they have to really push, which is not happening the way things are going. In Western, you see, Dr. William Ruto, for the 9 years, he did not leave his politics to the boardroom, sort of thing where you're meeting a few people who are promising to give you the votes. William Ruto adopted a structure of the people, and that's where the bottom up came from, when he was meeting the people. In those tours from 2013, nobody can take away the energy of that guy, and he has moved around the entire country. In 2013 and 2017, it's a fact, Raila Odinga had an upper hand in Coast and Western. But at the moment, based on the way things have gone, William Ruto has been able to position himself in a manner that all of us must. It's a known fact that he will get some votes in. He has some votes in Coast. He has some votes in Western. He has some votes in Kisii, in the Kisii region of Nyanza. He has some votes in Northeastern. Those were predominantly Raila Odinga's votes, and that is a fact. What happens when William Ruto comes together with Mudavadi? As a person who comes from the Western region, and I'm not saying this as a member of UDA or being a politician, it's a fact. If you have to do some investigations, in Western they will tell you, if Mudavadi is either contesting or is in a good position, we are more inclined to support him. Because from what has happened, in 2017 he was in the Raila Odinga Secretariat. I don't see why it should be a problem being in the William Ruto Secretariat. So the people of Western, already if you look at counties like Bungoma, both of us will accept. You look at Bungoma, you look a bit of Trans Nzoia, you come to a bit of, you see like in Busia, you look at Teso. Dr. William Ruto already has control. In Busia, the main counties that have been predominantly ODM is Busia, in Western, have been Busia and Kakamega. So far, he has been able to identify key people. When you look at people like Boni, now when you bring ANC on board, ANC has been predominantly Vihiga, a bit of Vihiga and Kakamega. So when you bring them on board, that means that Dr. William Ruto, with his Bungoma and a bit of Trans Nzoia and Teso, which is the majority in Busia, when he comes together with Mudavadi, that secures him Vihiga and a bit of Kakamega. That split is what dents the right honorables prospects. And that's why when we talk of that, if you look at the trends, William Ruto has been eating into Raila's zones, but there's no single zone of William Ruto that Raila has eaten into.
But if you talk like that, Ken, there are those very many who say that the Mount Kenya region, then the votes that the Jubilee got in 2013 and 2017 were because of the blessings of President Kenyatta. That is number one. Number two, there are those who say, if you look at the inroads the Deputy President has made into the Western Kenya, there are those who say they have not translated into much, because as you can see, the by-elections that we've had in the country, in the Western region, UDA party has not won any. Yes. So how then do we quantify the influence that the DP has made into that part of the country, in your own view?
If we go by the by-elections, then you realize that in Western, ODM has not also won, but because that is our competitor. Ford Kenya won in Kabuchai, which is now our partner. ANC won in Matungu, which is now our partner.
But UDA had candidates in those by-elections as well.
Now, you see now if you combine the votes of UDA and ANC, you see now we have even tripled what ODM has. It's the same thing. What are we saying? What we are saying is that the by-elections may not measure, as some people might say. But at the same time, we are playing in the same pitch. Our competitors even had more resources than us when you come to even those in Central. So basically, what am I saying? If you look at those results, those who are predominantly ODM, Ford Kenya and ANC areas, and that's why even Jubilee was not able to field any candidate in 2017 in some of those areas. Right. So if I had 0 in 2017, and in 2020 or 2019, I have 10,000, and the person who had 20,000 has also joined me, don't you think we have 30,000?
Bonke, what would you speak about?
My brother is really struggling to explain those numbers, but in brief, I would tell you that you raise an issue which I would like to respond. The issue of funding the party, or parties to be precise, there are only 2 presidential aspirants who are capable to fund their parties and to fund their campaigns. Now this is Raila Odinga, the Right Honorable, and William Ruto. Now the difference between Raila and William is that William's billions have been questioned by Kenyans. How did he make this money within 5 years? Although Raila has been around, and Raila has been the prime minister, Raila has businesses which we know. And again, Raila has got political supporters, those who are supporting him financially as far as politics is concerned. But your party leader, or your leader, Mudavadi, there is no day Mudavadi has gone out to campaign in Turkana. Mudavadi has been drinking coffee in hotels and drinking wine, discussing who to be the Oka presidential candidate. We've not seen Mudavadi anywhere campaigning and mobilizing people on the ground. So that's why we are questioning how they managed to finance such a function at Bomas of Kenya. Then all of a sudden, the most generous, holy man on earth came and spoke. He came and spoke on behalf of the party.